I'm reading in Joshua now, and he's getting more advanced in years, and he's casting lots to determine the parcels he's going to divvy up between the tribes of Israel, which seems kind of random to me, but that's how they're doing it. I guess they're, leaving it up to God, who's going to govern chance for how the lots turn out, right? And and it's kind of mundane. Not a lot of excitement going on in this process. The just talk about who gets what. In the tribe of Judah, there's another like a family line with a sub tribe under Judah, and that's talking about. I think that'll pan out later, in the genealogy of Christ, I think. But some of the, Joshua, everybody so far, he maintained a straight path. There's a couple times he got conned just because he wasn't, who'd have thought somebody would go to all the effort to pretend they traveled, far and wide when they're actually right next door, and they did it out of fear, which means that they were doing it, it's part of their subconscious mind, right? It's probably a habit of them to be afraid, and they have, deception is something they probably use as a protective mechanism for their situation because they feel weak. And this is just hypothesizing, right? Yesterday was the last virtual speakers club for the John Maxwell Speakers Club. Yesterday, Bridget Krause runs that, and I talk about the heart energy and how Bridget, she talked about, first thing she talked about somebody she knew that was having suicidal thoughts, and she just, if anybody has any that's going on, to reach out, right? And she talked about how much she really enjoys the Speakers Club, and then when I talk about the heart energy that reaches out to 90 feet, and it actually can stimulate the heart energy in others, and vice versa. Other people's heart energy can stimulate yours, and I definitely believe that happens with the John Maxwell Speakers Club. Even if we are remote from each other, it seems that those emotions are transmitting through the videos, through the video stream, which is unique. That's a whole another broader idea that you can do that. But it's, I'm sitting here this morning trying to tune up, my heart energy while I'm in my meditation. My meditation went fast today, really fast. I got to do this enough where it's a habit, where it's, getting my subconscious mind in line with my conscious mind, and then focusing on who I need to be to have the things I want. And part of that is being able to explain to other people how that happens. There was something called Psych-K. So when you are trying to create a habit, right, or basically change your subconscious programming, the very first thing is just repetition. 21 to 66 days doing something over and over until it becomes habitual. Okay, you don't have to think about it anymore. You can create a habit, but you got to have the discipline to do it every day. Then the other is guided hypnosis, and all guided hypnosis really is is a focal point for your conscious mind or subconscious mind, and it's somebody that knows what they're doing. And they talk about your breathing and your relaxing from your toes all the way up to the top of your head. And in that process, you get in your conscious mind and your subconscious mind focused on the same thing. Okay. And then the other forms, of course, would be self-hypnosis, where you're doing it for yourself. And there's ways of doing that. You could actually do it into a video or a recording and play it back to yourself. You love the sound of your own voice 10,000 times more than you do anybody else's, so it's very effective. And then there's this Psych-K, and what that is, and it happens quicker. Oh, the other one is trauma. So that's what PTSD is all about. Those lessons you learn in stressful situations brand into your brain. They burn past any other subconscious programming and become priority. The problem with it is it usually becomes your go-to response for everything. So if you're in a really traumatic, combat situation, right, and you having to act fast and with severe violence of action, okay, there's a chance that can be your go-to response for everything. And I've seen that. Vietnam vets, I saw that when I was going through my PTSD classes, learning this stuff. But you can take that same methodology, and instead of a negative emotion, a high energy, positive emotion, and now you just change your programming. You are bringing that rise, that love, joy, gratitude, or whatever exhilarating emotion you can recall, or you can, gin up and bring that into your prayer and your meditation, and think of, what you want, or more, even better, who you need to be to have what you want, and that's what you visualize. And what is that you doing is of value enough to have the things you want? Okay. When you do that, now you are burning past any other subconscious programming. And that's what Psych-K is all about. And I, had 3 minutes to give my speech yesterday, and it was my first draft. I got out the points I wanted to. I had the enthusiasm in it, and I'll be working out. That's going to be my. I'm making that my signature speech for what I did yesterday. You can see it on my YouTube or Facebook page. All right. Have a wonderful Saturday.